Kast. I am your host, the Mortal Kombat Phantom, and with me as always is our lore master. Welcome, Yanni.
Thank you very much.
And I see that we have with us a special guest today.
What's up, you guys? My name is Yeliz. How you doing?
Hey, good to have you on the show.
Thank you for joining us.
Yay! Thank you for having me, you guys. How did this come about? What made you guys decide that we want to chat with you, Liz? What's going on?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, Elise, you're a famous cosplayer, like worldwide known. I've met you in person,
Yes.
like it's good to have you on here. But we want to kind of, before we jump into our main topic today, we want to know more about you. So Why don't you go ahead and tell us, like, how has Mortal Kombat kind of affected you? How did you start all this up?
Okay. All right. So I've been gaming since I was very young, and ever since I can remember. And I just remember Mortal Kombat being so violent and gory and disgusting and edgy. And it was just, I don't know how I gravitated towards that, but I just felt like I belonged near this kind of era. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I love horror. I've always enjoyed horror movies, horror games, no matter how young I was. I just always, as much as I was scared, I was always intrigued and fascinated by why, how do they think of this and what is wrong with people? And it's kind of like, it was really exciting for me to do that. So when I saw like fatalities and how gruesome Mortal Kombat was, I just don't know why. I just enjoyed it so much. And then the character designs as well. Don't judge me. I was a really freaky little kid, okay? But yeah, I mean, my brother played it. My father played it because he's the one that got us into gaming, because he would like repair mobile phones and he was always into electronics. So we were, very fortunate to be around video games since we were very young. And yeah, I mean, I played a lot of other games besides Mortal Kombat when I was young, but Mortal Kombat was definitely one of my first memories of video games, besides Abe's Odyssey. You guys know Abe's Odyssey?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into Mortal Kombat. But obviously, as I got older and Mortal Kombat progressed, as a game, it was just stuck with me.
What was the first Mortal Kombat that you were actually playing?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say 3 because I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 92, and I know Mortal Kombat came out in 92. So I played Mortal Kombat 3, I believe it was 3.
That's cool. So you guys you basically have the same birthday as Mortal Kombat. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
So did that end up being your favorite as well?
My favorite, like, what game or just?
Oh no, Mortal Kombat specifically.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna say that my favorite Mortal Kombat game is 9.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna say my favorite Mortal Kombat is definitely 9.
Yeah, that's a very good choice. Between 9 and Deception always, and it's always 9 because it just had everything, right?
I didn't mind Charlie Monks. Yeah, I didn't mind Charlie Monks. I was going to say that. But, number 9 definitely stuck with me. Like, when I think about Mortal Kombat and when I think about characters and the designs and especially Noob Saibot, I'm just going to talk about that. His voice and just how wraithy and freaky he was in number 9 is my Noob Saibot. But we're not talking about him right now. But yes, definitely number 9. I feel like I had a lot of people, a lot of the roster was really good. The atmosphere was really, really cool. It was violent, obviously. But I just loved it, like how one of my favorite fatalities is actually from Mortal Kombat 9. And it's Sang Tsung's one when he turns into the clown. I love that one. That was one of my favorites.
9? Was it a clown in 9?
Yeah, because it was that remake of the Mortal Kombat versus DC one.
I was thinking of DC, yes. All right.
Yeah, it was 9, right? Where he just...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got those sharp teeth and everything. Yeah.
But yeah, so I am going to stick with number 9 being my favorite Mortal Kombat game.
Nice. And so would you say that Noob Saibot was your favorite character, or...
In number 9... no, okay, so you cannot ask me that. That is not fair. I don't even know how to explain, but I can't say that I have a favorite Mortal Kombat character because, as you know, I've done many, many Mortal Kombat cosplays, And if I had a favorite, I would have only made one. So that's why I make so many, because I love a lot. Okay, you don't understand how much I resonate with design from a design perspective and from just character perspective of how much I love Mortal Kombat. So I can give you my top 5.
Sure, yeah, do it.
Okay, so Ermac, definitely. I love Reptile because I'm edgy. I respect Sub-Zero, but I love Scorpion. Okay, we're gonna say that. I don't know why. I definitely have a thing for Raiden. I don't ask. He's just.
It's the hat, right?
I don't know what it is. I just don't know. When I look at him, I'm just like, oh my God, be my father. And it's so hard. Katana.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna say Katana. Do you guys have a favorite?
Oh, I think I would have to go with probably Scorpion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cliche, but
it's not though. It's not.
The whole backstory of him, it's like the Vending Wraith. He's a fan favorite for a reason. That's what Yanni tells me. So.
Yeah. Yanni, what about you?
I'm between 3: Rain, Human Smoke, and Serena.
Oh, okay.
He loves Serena.
Yeah. Fair enough.
If you do a Serena cosplay next, Yanni will be your personal cheerleader forever.
I will love it. I'll break out the pom-poms.
So dope. Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys, that's the one for me.
So yeah, let's jump into your cosplay then. How did you get started into this? I mean, cosplaying, it's a worldwide phenomenon, but it's kind of spiked up in Western culture within the last 20 years or so.
Well, funny story, actually. I think I went to my first Comic-Con back in 2013, and I didn't know. I knew nothing about cosplay. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't even know people did that weird shit. I go to my first Comic-Con back in 2013, and my favorite Assassin's Creed game, I'm pretty sure, came out by then, and we're not going to get into it. And if you do not disagree, I don't want to hear it. But my favorite Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed 3. Okay, I'm a big fan of Connor Kenway, and I love Assassin's Creed 3. And there was this guy, I enter Comic-Con, and I'm like looking all these people dressed up, and I'm like, what a bunch of fucking weirdos. And then I'm like, I like it. It was so edgy. Like, I was just like, this is weird. I don't hate it. I'm kind of into this. How have I ended up in this place? So anyway, I see this guy dressed up as Connor Kenway, my favorite assassin. And all of a sudden, my heart started pounding, and I'm getting all these butterflies. And I'm like, this is a random dude that doesn't even look like Connor Kenway, but he made me feel this, So I'm like, damn, I'm very creative. And when I look at something, I will always reimagine myself in that thing. So, not that he looked bad or anything, and I'm not mean or anything, but I was just like, man, if that was me, I would have done this, I would have changed that, I would have made that this color, I would have done this, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when I decided that I'm going to try out cosplay, right? Knew nothing about cosplay. I was a full-time worker at EB Games in Australia, obviously, right? Shocking, huh? And then I noticed that I got money. I can do this. $4,000 later. $4,000. I didn't know anything about costume. I went to an actual leather guy. I went to a seamstress that charged me $450 to sew my jacket. I went to this leather maker. $3,000 later, I'm like, holy shit! Like, yeah, it's real leather. I didn't know that I could, manipulate something and make it look like it's leather, but not. Anyway, so I went to my first convention, which was called EB Games Expo back in 2014. First time in cosplay, yeah? No social media page. I'm literally just a nothing roaming around enjoying myself. And then my photo goes viral after the 3 days of the event. who is this girl? Where is she gone? Like, where is she from? What's her name? And this photo is going viral on the internet. And I'm just like, I'm so excited. Like, no one knows me. This is cool. I felt like a fucking assassin for sure. No one knows who I am, And then eventually I decided that I wanted to reveal myself. And, it just made me really, really hungry to continue because of all those really special moments and feelings that I had. Like, people wanting to know who I am. Like, damn, like, I know I didn't make the costume, but I still made it. Like, I decided.
It's cosplay, right?
Well, yeah. And, there is no such thing as this, like, people have to make every single thing themselves all the time to be a cosplayer. I don't believe in that shit. But, so the first cosplay I ever made completely on my own was actually Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 9. Not as accurate as 9, but, it's my first time. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'm actually in Mortal Kombat X's unlockable artwork in the crypt.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I do know.
So as if I'm going to stop cosplay when all these really cool things are happening in my life, literally changed everything about, who I thought I was. And I'm like, hey, maybe this is where I'm supposed to stay right now. I'll just stay here. And again, I've just been flown internationally. And so basically all of my experience just made me hungry for more. And, I'm in a really fortunate place right now. So
that Scorpion one, that's the one that you still wear often, isn't it?
No, actually.
Oh, so you've changed it?
I have some. So the Mortal Kombat 9 design. You remember the one with like the Scorpion? Little,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that is unlockable content in the crypt of Mortal Kombat. I'm in Shao Kahn's temple, only worth like 1,200 points.
It's artwork. It's artwork. Don't worry.
But again, so Tyler Lansdowne reached out to me and said, hey, we're doing a fan art of Mortal Kombat section in the game. Would you like to be a part of it? And obviously, it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So I've done 2 other Mortal Kombat cosplays, different designs. Like I did Scorpion MKX and I did Scorpion MK11 as well. And they're all in the bin. Don't judge me. No, I've got no space, and I just like, you know what? I don't like wearing costumes like the same thing all the time. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't
why not sell them off instead of binning them?
No, I don't want. I feel like my style. I could, and a lot of people do want commissions and stuff like that, but I think it's a pride thing. I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing. Okay, it suits my personality, but if I can't have it, you can't touch it. You understand what I'm saying? I put my effort into it, and I made it my own style, my own taste, and I'm not giving it away. That's my attitude. I'm sorry, that's so rude.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I actually, myself, I found out about you through your MK cosplays, of course, but specifically from your Mortal Kombat 9 Noob Saibot.
Very popular.
That one was, I remember seeing it thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. And immediately followed you since then, actually. I've shared you on the meme realm a million times, I think, at this point, actually.
Yeah. It's been very popular, that costume, really, honestly. And actually, the photo shoot of Noob Saibot was shot in Kuwait.
Wow. Of all places. That's so cool. That's really so cool.
Yeah. But thank you, firstly, for sharing my work and for noticing my costumes. And I'm glad that you enjoy it. I like to hear that. It just means that I'm doing the right thing.
Definitely are. And you've continued to do so, especially with, as of the time of this recording, your latest one being an amazing looking Reptile cosplay too.
Ooh, thank you. I just want to express that why I have many Mortal Kombat costumes, but I just cannot even put to words how much I resonate with the design of Mortal Kombat characters. Like, I'm edgy, freaky, weird, in a weird way, sexy. I just like, when I mean sexy,
we're still talking about Reptile, right?
Yeah, well, Reptile is sexy, just like Pennywise. Don't, honestly, don't. I'm telling you, something's not right. I've got a few screws. But I just cannot. Like, I look at Mortal Kombat designs, the first thing, if I know that there's a Mortal Kombat game coming out, which, give me number 12. I don't want no Smash Bro. No. Just give me another Mortal Kombat.
Totally with you.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, but the first thing I think of is I wonder what they're going to look like, because I know that it's very my style. It's very me, and I'm going to smash it. You know, I don't care how cocky that sounds. I'm passionate about my shit. I'm going to get it done.
And you have the actual evidence to back that up too. So.
Oh, that's for you guys to say, okay?
Oh, so the designs in Mortal Kombat 11, I mean, they went into such detail. Like they had like little tassels on like Raiden's legs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. What do you feel like it is that makes a design like a Mortal Kombat design? Like what aspect of it is it that draws you into the Mortal Kombat world?
Uniqueness. Like I can tell you that in my opinion, the Mortal Kombat, we're talking about Scorpion. Let's stick with Scorpion, okay? And bear with me on this. Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion is by far the sexiest design. In my opinion, Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion is the most unique, most iconic, because he looks like a scorpion. You can see scorpion features. You can see everything. But I just, I can't. The ninja aspect of it, the masks, the color, the whole like concept of like Reptile. I don't mind him as a reptilian. I don't mind him as a human. I feel like I prefer him. I don't know if I prefer Reptile human or not, but I'm not mad if he's a creature. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's just I just love the designs. I can't even express to you. Like I mean, one day I might cosplay as my own Mortal Kombat inspired character. It's been in my thoughts for a while, but I don't know. I cosplay characters I'm really passionate about. If that makes sense. I can't cosplay a character that I don't know much about. Because I feel like a liar, and I'm, you know, and I feel like, you know, Yeliz, you're being fake. Back up. But yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question. I love the style of them. I love them ninja-esque, and if you haven't noticed, I choose mainly male characters. Not that I have a problem with the female characters, but I feel like from a design perspective, the male characters are taken a lot more seriously. And I can look at a male character and be like, that's fucking hot, that's sexy, that's dope. But the girls, I'm just like, yeah, I see you. This is cool. I have nothing against it. I don't mind sexy, but I'm a badass. I like badass, and I want someone to look at me and be like, dope, instead of sexy. I don't want to be seen that way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think the fact that you play or like as you cosplay as mostly male characters, I think that brought a lot of attention to you at the beginning, especially with that Scorpion, because, you know, it was one of the first gender bent cosplays that we had seen at that time was that Scorpion. I remember that coming out and everybody was like, whoa, that's Scorpy her or something.
Yeah, but honestly, okay, so I don't mean no disrespect with what I'm about to say, but I want to be an inspiration to women in a sense where you don't have to take your clothes off to be sexy. I want to be able to teach chicks that, you know, you can have no skin showing and look fucking hot. You know, like a lot of people refer to my Noob Saibot as very sexy. They call me Boob Saibot, Booty Saibot, you know, weird. But again, like sex sells over quality, okay? Unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in. I don't want to accept that, but I don't have the power to change the fact that sex will always sell over quality. I'm a stubborn bitch. I want to teach my little cousins and my little sisters that you don't have to strip to be sexy. You could be a badass bitch and be sexy. Sometimes that's more sexy than showing your holes. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know? Come on.
I tell Phantom this all the time. You don't have to do this, okay?
Seriously. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? Again, I have nothing against sexy. If I was a man, I would be bashed every day. I'm a pervert. Fuck. I appreciate a woman. I do. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I see a chick in a sexy costume, I will best believe I'll go up to her, I'll take a shot, and I'll say, girl, you are fucking hot. I love beautiful women. I have no issues with that. But I just don't want to represent that. I want to be known for being badass and dope I don't care if I'm sexy. If you feel like I am, good for you. I don't feel like I need to try so hard to show that to you. I just want to show you through my work that I'm a passionate person, that I like to choose badass characters that I resonate with, and that, I can be sexy without having to give you anything. If you want to see me in lingerie, you're not going to get that. That's for my husband. It's not for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, oh my God, you should do like a lingerie scorpion. I know I can fucking do a lingerie scorpion. And I know how fucking cool I will look in that. But it's not for you, my man. That's for Brian only. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't need to promote that. That is for me. I'm a partner. It's not for the world. In my principles.
So this actually brings up a very, very big topic that I did want to talk about, because I totally get where you're coming from, and I don't disagree, nor do I completely agree. I feel like there's this sort of balance that can be struck, because to me, there's been a sort of evolution, which I also like to call a devolution of the character designs over the years. So, for example, Phantom just now asked you about what makes an MK design an MK design. And what we've seen for over all these years is really everything is extremely badass, in my opinion. Everything, including the sort of sexy cosplays of the women, right? And
sure.
that, in my opinion, was sort of demonstrated to a very, very large extent through 9 and X. More so, I would suppose, in X, because 9 was also very sexy at the same time. Jade, for example, I felt has the best design ever in MK9, which looked badass and sexy at the same time. And Mortal Kombat had that sort of lack of realism to it. Sure, my question is going somewhere, don't worry.
That's okay, I'm not in a rush.
But in MK11, it feels like the male characters kept that sort of iconic MK design aspect to them, whereas I felt that at least the sort of primary outfits for most of the women actually lost that in comparison to, let's say Scarlet. Scarlet, MK9, very revealing, made sense for her blood powers and such. Then in MK11, somehow completely covered up.
Mortal Kombat female characters' designs started getting better from 10. Okay? Don't forget, the women are ninjas, okay?
Yes.
They're not, you can't, if you're wearing an armor piece, why are you trying to cover your pussy like your stomach's not going to get scratched? For me, like, I'm telling you, this is what it's like. This is what it's like. I get it that she's a bloodbender and she has to show her skin. But what makes you think that, like, because she's covered up, that her design isn't as serious? Like, for example, Kitana obviously had the same kind of design aspect in number 9. Come 10, I was in awe. She looked like
amazing.
A ninja.
Yeah.
She looked like a ninja. Yeah. It was sexy. It wasn't over the top bra and fucking G-string. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because that's not necessary. Again, it's a game made by men. I get it. Sex will always sell over quality. Nothing against it. But it was tasteful. It was sexy. It wasn't over the top. And it's believable. You're not going to go into a fight in a G-string and a bra. Trust me.
What about high heels?
Well, yeah, okay. High heels, that's a talent. High heels are a talent, okay? High heels, I'm a little bit short. Not a little bit. I don't know if I'm short. If I'm 5'4", am I considered short?
I think so. I think that's the bar. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm 5'4", and for me, high heels are a necessity for a woman. Only for me, because, I personally feel more sexy, and I feel like I need to boost my height. And on top of that, I feel like when I've worn heels for Scorpion, Reptile, all of them, I wear high heels, just because it makes me feel more feminine. Like, yes, I'm dressing up as a male, but the high heels kind of give me that womanly. Even the sound of the clicking of the high heels is enough for me, But high heels in for ninjas, that makes sense. The game is already ridiculously over the top.
There you go. That's exactly it. You just said realism is not, like, it's not realistic to have that, but then the high heels aren't.
No, but like you're being too literal right now.
Okay.
You've been being way too literal. One thing that I say doesn't have to cancel out the next thing I'm saying, because
totally.
Because it's a game. It's fake from the get-go.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, from a design perspective, you know, I would like to think that I'm a designer. I would like to think that I've got, you know, a creative imagination of what I would want. But if the girls looked half as good as what the males look like, and it can be fucking done, then for me, that's what I'm drawn to. I don't like, you know, that's just personally what I'm drawn to, especially for me. Can you imagine a female looking Scorpion? I don't mind a little bit of cleavage or whatever, but just don't chuck her in a bikini. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, protect her.
Would we agree on the Scarlet outfit, for example? Do you know the comic book Scarlet that they brought
hot
to?
As fuck.
That's amazing, right? Can we all agree on that design being amazing? Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That is hot. Even MK11 Scarlet is fantastic. Very Scarlet. It's red. She's wearing an outfit like a one-piece suit, just like Kitana. You know what I'm saying? But it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
You mean the one where her head's wrapped and everything that was for all the promos originally? Where she wore the full...
No, I think you're talking about the more tight-fitting one, I think, right?
Yeah. Because, that's right. She's got her hair down a little bit. The black and red kind of like one-piece suit, right?
I think a lot of the outrage for Mortal Kombat 11 kind of came with some of those promos, like for Scarlet, where I forget what the term is, the kind that you wear in the desert, where her only her eyes were showing.
Yeah.
And you know, we went from Scarlet and Mortal Kombat 9, which was very revealing. And you know, some women had problems with that. Other women loved to cosplay as that. But then you went from that to this fully covered Scarlet, which, as Yanni kind of indicates, it can be hindering if you're, you know, bloodletting to use your powers, if you're covered up that much. So the designs look great. I love Mortal Kombat 11, the way that the detail that they put into the design work.
Yeah.
But it seems like I think even one of the creators said that their main point was to desexualize women in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Which, how do you feel it? Do you think that it's essential to desexualize women, or should women feel sexy if they want to?
Women can feel sexy if they want to, absolutely, okay? If you want to dress up and cosplay as a Batman in your G-string and in your underwear and wear a cape and wear a mask, that's totally fine. And, I don't have a problem with that. Each to their own. You know, what you eat don't make me shit. And that's just the concept that everyone needs to understand, okay? And with the fact that trying to desexualize females in the industry, I think that that's actually a really positive thing, because at the end of the day, what are we teaching the kids? The kids of the future, yeah? So there are 10-year-olds that walk around like they're fucking 30, okay? That is so not right, but it is the generation that is into. So I feel like if the kids, or if women are going to be a little bit desexualized, why is it not okay if it's in a fictional way? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, no one can stop what happens in the real world. I honestly do feel like it's a bit too late now, and, you know, not in a disrespectful way, but it's only going to go downhill from here. When I say downhill, fashion. People are going to walk around with their nipples hanging out, and that's fine. But then complain about it when people look, call them perverts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a really, really tricky one. Personally, for me, I feel like desexualizing women in video games is a plus, but a lot of people feel like that's just trying to stop the women. No one's trying to fucking stop you. If you're not happy with it, don't buy the game. And if you want to sexualize Scorpion, you have more than enough freedom to do that. And it's been done. So don't complain about the game. If you really don't like the design in the game and you want to dress up as this character, tailor it to your own needs.
That's a good point.
Style. Tailor it how you want, but you don't need to make an uproar over something that is fictional and that, you know, do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, definitely.
That's it. That's how I see it. At least start from somewhere. You can't change what people are going to do. You can't change what they are motivated and what the kind of attention that they want. Like, I know, again, no disrespect, there are women in the industry that complain about guys being perverts and guys being stalkers. But it's just like, how are you not inviting them to do that? I'm not saying that it's not okay, but you got to practice what you preach. If you don't want something, stop fucking giving it. You can't pick and choose what you want to happen to you with how you represent yourself. I'm not saying that females that go crazy, over the top sexy deserve to get disgusting men. They're fucking everywhere. That's fine. I don't do that, and I get it. I can't even go to fucking Walmart by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not cocky, but I'm just letting you know. It's just a normal thing. But at the end of the day, practice what you preach. If that's what you're going to put out there, expect for shit like that to happen. Don't complain. Again, feminism. How come guys can walk around topless but we can't? All right, bitch, go do it. Go do it. But then if a man starts staring at you from a distance, don't go calling the cops, calling it fucking, you know, oh, it's sexual assault. Oh, he's staring at me. What a creep. Fucking hide it. Get rid of it.
I definitely see where you're coming from with that. I think the other side of the coin is the fact that, like, it's sort of normalizing or allowing people, like, let's say those disgusting guys you just mentioned, a lot of them can take it too far. And okay, looking from a distance, okay, fine. But then actually harassing somebody or going up, like telling women, I think, to cover up rather than being able to say, let's just say, be more revealing because a man's going to touch them is, I think, sort of saying to the guys, you can do this, women, you have to deal with this, when in reality we should be saying guys should not be doing this. And I'm generalizing by saying guys, right?
Yeah,
but that's the
I'm
sort of
with you.
concern.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's expected. You're not dumb. You're a fucking adult. Sex sells. Sex gets the attention that you want. You're getting the attention that you want. And if you don't get the right attention, that's on you. Calm the fuck down. Change your style or don't complain. Block them. Get rid of them. Don't be shocked if it comes. That's the only thing I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. No disrespect, bro. You do you, man. There are girls that make disgusting money, dude. Disgusting money. Just being all sexy and doing all that shit. If it works for them, go do it. And a lot of people, I cannot express to you, they say to me, hey, Yeliz, can you do like a scorpion cosplay with booty shorts and do a twerk video? I'll give you $5,000. Let me tell you something. They even ask for my PayPal. They even tell me that they'll pay me in advance. Do you know, can I just tell you guys, there is no money on this planet that can take my dignity away from me, mate. Absolutely fucking not. For one, it's not going to be private. They can screenshot, they can record it, and it can go viral, and it'll, you know what I'm saying? It's the internet. That's what happens. So no money in this world is worth my dignity. No money.
And I mean, that's also your personal life. You get to choose what you do with your personal life. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, again, you can't try, not you, but people try and make me feel bad for it. Like, oh, you can make so much money. That's fine. Money ain't everything, man. I'm here to represent myself, and I want to represent myself in a specific way, and I'm just going to do that. Again, I've got nothing against the women that do it. I love it. I love sexy shit. I just don't need to do that. It's fucking everywhere anyway.
Fair enough.
You know? Yeah.
There was a quote around MK11's release from one of the developers. I can't remember who said it, but it was something along the lines of making the women's designs more modest rather than immature. Those two words in quotes are what they said. And to me, that was very interesting because that was sort of hating on all of the past outfits over the years, but then also sort of hating on the fans who kind of did enjoy those designs, whether they be men, women, whatever. But then also, they kind of didn't exactly showcase variations in, say, women's physiques, whereas the men will have multiple character models, if I remember correctly. But the women in MK11 seem to have only one base model. And then on top of that, actually going against those words with, for example, Sindel's release with, let's just say, some extremely big assets.
Rockers.
Yes. So it's that sort of, like, I don't know, that double standard, or rather hypocrisy, I suppose, and then going back on your own word and trying to appeal, but then not actually doing it. Sort of like half-assing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you. I mean, you can't please everyone. You know, there's always going to be someone complaining about something. But again, that is a very interesting thing. I wouldn't say that the previous Mortal Kombat designs are immature, because I don't believe that they are. But at the same time, they're just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. That's the only word I can think of.
That quote came out like for MK11's release, which, I mean, as we've kind of stated already, MKX's designs were, in my opinion, some of the most perfect designs that we've had. I mean, they weren't as detailed as MK11 because the technology wasn't there yet, but MKX stuff was great. So to classify that as something immature, to me, seems immature. Like, you don't really understand your subject or what you're dealing with.
Yes. Yeah. That was the concern. So,
yeah, tell me.
No, I was gonna go for it.
No, I was just thinking about the quote. It's kind of strange. It is a really strange one.
It was strange. It seemed like sort of pandering, honestly, at that point in time, especially when they went right back on it. And that kind of made me wonder because, for example, there is one specific character who has been obviously very revealing over the years, and that's Melina.
Yeah.
So where would you stand on, say, Melina's sort of iconic designs? What do you feel like makes Melina, I guess, a Melina design?
The teeth. The teeth, man. The teeth. Doesn't really matter what she wears. It's her teeth, just for being like, obviously she's half Tarkatan, and I like that Melina. When I think about Melina, I just think of teeth.
Yeah, fair.
Crazy teeth, and I want to always have that. Put the mask on to be sexy and gorgeous, but then take it off if you want to show how much of a freak you are. I love that. I love that. From a design perspective, I feel like one of my favorite designs ever was the Khanum. The Khanum.
Yes. Khanum Melina. Oh, that was so good.
That's what a bitch is supposed to look like.
It was beautiful.
A bad bitch. Oh my god, it was fucking hot. It was so hot. Even Katana's the pants. How she had the MKX design, the pants.
Yes.
You can see half of the side of her legs, and that was hot, bro. I looked at that and I'm like, this is it. I looked at that design and I'm like, this is it. No one's gonna fight in a bikini, bro. Trust me. No. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're a ninja. You're a badass. You're supposed to show from... I think an outfit can represent someone's persona.
Yeah, I think that's what MK really was for me in terms of designs. Yeah. It really represented the characters.
Yeah. The Scarlet part, the quote that you made about Scarlet, like showing skin because she's a bloodbender and all that kind of stuff, that does make sense. Again, the MK9 design for Scarlet is obviously appropriate. Like, it makes sense. But every single chick looking like that, same similar design, like, I liked Jade, but again, it was just, you're playing Mortal Kombat, you're going to get sliced up. Wouldn't you want to protect your legs? They're hot.
Yeah. But then you have characters like Baraka walking around in his underwear in MK11.
Yeah, but he's a creature, I
know.
Yeah, he's a creature.
I get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah. It's just can I tell you my favorite design? I love Devora. She's
I was going to ask you.
Okay. Man. Oh, I love Devora. Oh my goodness, I love Devora so much. Kotal Kahn. I also did a costume of Kotal Kahn.
Yes, that was a really cool look.
Oh my god. Oh my god. See, if I was the average chick, if I was to dress up as Kotal Kahn, I would have just put nipple coverers on and painted my tits.
You just gave me an idea for my next Halloween outfit.
Woo! But I decided that I wanted to make a cool chest piece and make it look like it blended in, and it worked out. Ed Boon saw it; he liked it. And my costumes, he's been noticing every single one after. And that's a really good thing.
Well, on the actual evolution of the game designs, I wanted to ask you, because obviously, this is going to be something that really matters to you, I think. What do you think of the heavier focus on weapons in MK11? Do you like that addition, that sort of prop that you can add to your cosplays? Yeah, you like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, like in MK11, Sub-Zero having his little throwing knives on
the kunai, yeah.
The kunais on his belt.
So good.
I love it. I love it. Oh my god.
In terms of design
that you dislike? Is there a character
dislike?
That you dislike?
Yeah, honestly, my least favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat is specifically Jackie for her persona in MKX. She was so
one better.
arrogant, Oh, tell me.
I have one better. Aaron Black. He is so pointless.
Yeah, he is. He has a cool design, but he's very pointless.
I don't know what. Give me Striker. I don't need Aaron Black.
Stop
it. I loved him in number 9, obviously. But yeah.
He was actually funny with the police brutality coming right up.
I love it. The taser. Yeah, he's great. But I just can't. I can't with Aaron Black. I just can't.
I can see why. I think it's just the mask that makes him cool. You know what I mean? And people, for some reason, like cowboys
a lot.
Looks like
a try-hard Mortal Kombat character that does not need to be in there. Chuck Ermac there instead.
Yes.
Is more useful. Oh, God. Ermac design in MK9.
I was about to ask you. All right. Yes, tell me.
Sorry. Ermac design in MKX by far is my favorite.
All right.
I do love, but I have to express to you this. Noob Saibot in MK9 is way better than MK11. I don't like his voice. I do not like his voice.
Totally agree.
Do you remember oh my God, Noob Saibot in MK9 voice, the way that he spoke, that wraithy, not like...
It was so badass. Whereas MK11 is cringy.
Yes, thank you. It's very cringy. It's very, very cringy. It is. It is. But, you know, I do like his design, and I like how his shadow kind of like peeks over his shoulder.
Yeah, that was a really cool addition.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Even the fatalities in MK9 of Noob Saibot were crazier. Just putting it out there. He's oh my God. And the giggle. Do you know how sometimes he would do a move and then he would like...
Yes, love it.
and MK9, oh my God, that is sexy. I know it's freaky, but that to me was sexy. I'm like, you know what? This is my noob.
I can see it.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, I don't know. Do you prefer ninja or reptilian reptile?
I'm always a ninja reptile. If Reptile had stayed ninja, he might have actually stayed as one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat. Because even the lore behind him is so freaking cool. And it's a travesty that they haven't actually touched upon Zatara.
Sizoth.
Yes, Sizoth. Like, he just... There's so much to him. There's so much to the Zatarans specifically. I want to see Khameleon. I want to see the other Khameleon, you know, whether or not he's Saurian or not. But I'd love to see more, and definitely human reptile for me. With a bit of reptilian sort of features, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of like how I designed my costume. I had
exactly like that.
Eyes. I had the human, skin. And that's what I wanted. Half. Can you imagine? I just thought of the best fucking reptile idea. In his mask, he is human, and when the mask comes off, scales, he turns into reptile.
Ooh, interesting.
Can you imagine that?
It would be cool. It's interesting because Reptile specifically, at least in terms of the lore, or at least in terms of the old lore, was that he was keeping up a human form, but was losing it as he sort of lost his sanity, kind of.
Yeah.
And also as he was staying away from other Zatarans. So that's why it's very interesting that they kind of stuck with the whole lack of Zatarans in MK, because it would have been cool to see him sort of revert.
True.
What about Ermac then, with his MK9 outfits? Did you like his alternate? Do you remember that one?
Can you
He was wearing like a hood, kind of, and there was a different kind of mask on it. That was the best Ermac design I've ever seen, in my opinion.
I like that design. But the only reason why the MKX design of Ermac stuck with me is because he's wraithy, because he sucks all these souls, right? Like a mummy. It makes sense that Ermac looks like that, because he sucks the soul out of people, and he's not even there anymore. Do you understand? He doesn't refer to himself as him. He refers as we. We do not like evil.
All the souls.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, my favorite MK Ermac design is definitely MKX, because I just like the whole mummy vibe to him. It just makes sense to me,
Yeah.
Even his outfit was gorgeous. Oh, it was really, really cool.
As you said, the costumes kind of give insight into their persona, really, and to who they are, really. So,
when I look at the girls from MK9, I'm like, oh yeah, she's a cool stripper. Come on, bro. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in Kitana in MKX with those beautiful pants and the bit of the side leg showing, hot, bro. I'm just like, this is it, man. She looks like a warrior. She looks like a ninja. You know what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying for sure. Which leads me to ask then, in terms of the games, which one would you say really captured that sort of balance? Do you say MKX? Do you say MK11?
Yes, I'm sticking with MKX, MK11. But originally, I remember seeing Katana in MKX in the reveal trailer, and I was crying, and I just remember screaming to myself, "This is the Katana I've always wanted. This is what I wanted Katana to look like." That MKX gave me that with Katana. Even Melina, as we were talking, Kahn Melina design, best Melina design I've ever seen. Best.
Yeah,
I think the big argument for MK9's characters is that they were all basically like slave girls under Shao Kahn's rule. And, Shao Kahn being, the
like what they did
guy
to
that he
Leia,
is.
what they did to Leia, kind of that's how I felt. Yeah.
Right. And so I think that's why, at least, from what I hear on the internet, that's the kind of the big argument there is that, they were in this condition and that's why they had to dress up and fight in this manner. And, it doesn't really match up as well with like, your classic female ninjas and stuff from Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 because they're wearing their full body suits. But even 3 kind of had that sexy design with the, the V strip down the middle with the lacing and stuff like that. So, I mean, I kind of see both sides to a point, but like, as you kind of said earlier, I mean, it's up to the individual woman how she wants to dress.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, like I said, I've got no issue with it. I've got no problem with it. You do you, not my style. I'm going to stick with what I do because I know what works for me. And if it works for them, it works for them. It's just how it should be. It's just how it should be. But again, I just don't want that to be the norm. But today society is making that the norm. So now what society has done for people like me, women like me, is that if you do not dress revealing enough, then you're deemed not confident. Since when the fuck was that the standard for a woman? Why don't you wear a dress, Yeliz? Why don't you wear a tight thing? Why don't you wear more like a woman shit? I'm just like that. Why? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like people who don't. Yeah, that's what
wear what you want. Like that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, but again, it's just like, but girls that don't resort to over the top sexy are deemed as not confident, which is not true.
And
that's totally. Just the norm that they've made it. They look at you, they'll be, oh my God, Yeliz, you look so good in this. Girl, you got a rocking body. I don't have a rocking body before you saw the lingerie photo. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, and again, why I do not choose to go down that route is if I start, I can't stop. Because if I stop, I become irrelevant. People aren't interested anymore. If you give them a little piece of the pie, they want to take the whole thing. I'm not giving people that. Imagine I make bajillions of dollars taking my clothes off, and then all of a sudden I decide I don't want to do that anymore. You best believe people are not going to be interested in looking at me anymore. You best believe that.
Like, I know you guys have already kind of discussed this a bit too, but as far as the game designer who said that they wanted to go to a more modest approach, do you feel like they did this with the male characters in Mortal Kombat 11?
Absolutely. I mean, do you feel different? Because I feel like the men designs in Mortal Kombat have been pretty fucking consistent. It has been pretty consistent, and evolutionary wise, it's gotten better. I've never seen Scorpion look as good as what he looks like in MK11.
I think with Mortal Kombat 11, we got a more revealing set of male characters. You got Baraka in his loincloth is the biggest thing that I think of.
He's not human, so it makes sense.
He is definitely male looking. You know what I mean? Like he's humanoid, right?
They're villagers. They're like ravish.
Tribal.
That's tribal. Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Tribal. How come Nightwolf was wearing pants or jeans? He didn't fucking have to. Do you know what I'm saying? But they still gave him that. They still gave. Come on, man. It worked. Like, yeah.
So there's that. There's also all. Most of the male characters have a shirtless design in Mortal Kombat 11, and not counting the ninjas, but and
Johnny, Jax, Rain.
Standard. He's cocky. He's up himself. That's Johnny. He's got a tattoo. Who else is going to see the tattoo if he doesn't take his shirt off? Yeah, like sure. even Rain. He has
you're sexualizing and setting up standards for a man that I just can't.
What do you mean?
Achieve.
Okay, well then I hope the next katana design, she doesn't have anything to wear. I'm sure that will be very successful.
We had that with Melina in Mortal Kombat 9 with her
bodice. Which, to be fair, was like an end game reward, right? You had to do the whole challenge tower.
Yeah. And come on, like a male's top half is not going to be as interesting as a female's top half. So for a man being topless in a video game isn't sexualized. How is that sexualized?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the female wants to see. You know, like as a female, do you look at a man who's shirtless, like out working outside or working out at the gym, and you're like, oh, that's sexy? Or, you know, do you want to see?
No, it's a male's body.
So I guess the question is, what do you find attractive in a male? Which, I mean, that's kind of, you know, a two-handed question, because most females aren't just focused on a visual. They're not visual beings, where men are. So are you sexualizing a man by making him shirtless, or would it be more sexualized if all of a sudden Johnny Cage came out in like a full nice looking suit and was very, you know, respectable and things like that? Something that would entice you.
It's appropriate. It's more appropriate for a man to walk around topless fighting, because you get hot and you sweat. That makes sense, you know, that's fine. But again, it's normal. It's just like seeing a man at a beach and saying, oh my God, he's so sexy, instead of being like, okay, this is appropriate. He's at a beach and he's just not wearing a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I see it. I mean, what I deem sexy is what they did to Liu Kang in MK, was it? Hold on, I have it on the story. MK11, when he, with those tattoos that were glowing.
Oh yeah.
You know, that is sexy because it's fucking unique. I get it. He's a god now and he's got those glowing tattoos. That is sexy. But again, did he need to be shirtless? Absolutely, because that's what he's all about right now after that transformation. But again, I mean, I think sexualizing a man would be to put him in skin tight pants and show me those glutes.
So wait.
You know what I'm saying?
You mean Jax?
Jax was very much like that.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess, I mean, the question is kind of, you know, is there a double standard in this?
No, it's called appropriation. It's called, if a girl walks around topless, it's going to be more intense shit flying around. As for a male, it's not going to have that same effect. I wouldn't say that that's being divided. It's the human body. If a man was going to walk around with no pants on, it's the same thing. If a woman walked around with no pants on, you're not going to have nothing flying, spinning, jumping, dangling around like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you need to see it. There is something, you know, I mean, that's how I see it.
Before I jump too much into this, I just wanted to make it known. I like Mortal Kombat 11's designs. I like Mortal Kombat X's designs. I really do. I'm just playing devil's advocate in this because I see this argument so much on the internet.
But it's not an argument. It's definitely not an argument. It's not, though.
You had said earlier, you know, it's very common for a man to take off his shirt if they're, you know, getting hot and sweaty. Well, UFC fighters are wearing, you know, kind of like sports bras and like booty shorts when they're fighting for females. Yeah. But there are no designs in Mortal Kombat 11 that encapsulate this. Rather, you have full body suits on and like covering everything up, which, if we're under the argument that, you know, you get hot and sweaty when fighting, you would think that they would have something a little bit more appropriate to fight in. The females would.
Because none of the clothes are armor.
But it's a game, guys. It's a game. Think about it. No one gives a fuck about realism unless you're playing something like The Last of Us. Like, look at Abby's design. She was stocky as fuck. She barely had tits, which is great for people like me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not every woman has to have big tits. Not every girl has to be so ripped and with abs and stuff like that. The only game I feel like gave a variety of body design and ethnicity and all that kind of stuff. Not that I play it, but very much like Overwatch, very much like Tekken. You know, like you got Bob, you got, I think the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there were different shapes and sizes of character designs, but
like MK11 didn't actually land that, as we were saying earlier. All the design, or rather, all the body types, the body structures are all the same. And as you said, not every woman has like huge tits.
Yeah, exactly,
they don't, right? And that's something that, I mean, if they were going to push past the sort of the costumes and everything, or at least like give them some variation. I feel like it's, as we said already, I believe that MKX was that sort of true balance, right? But they could have actually given them some variation, which we kind of saw a lot with, say, Scarlet. Scarlet was completely covered up to the point, like, even her head was completely covered in a head sort of scarf, kind of, or I don't know what you want to call it, but which didn't actually make sense for her character. But then, on the other hand, got her assassin comic outfit, which was skin tight. And then on the other hand, had her alternate with a boob window. You know, like...
The boob windows and stuff are fine. I'm talking like stripper shit. I'm talking stripper shit. I've got another. Don't think Yeliz has got a problem with low beer cleavage.
That's not what we're saying.
Window. It's a small window. She's all right.
That's not what I'm saying. No. My point, Yeliz, is that I feel like Scarlet hit that balance in MK11, whereas not all the characters did.
I agree. Yeah. She definitely had a variety of different looks. Like there was strong and powerful. There was sexy and sex appeal. There was ninja. There was sexy, skin tight. There was. You're right. I get you. Absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, got a little fired up there.
It's good.
Oh shit. But no, honestly, it's again, if how you think your physics will operate when you got your wang dangling is exactly how you need to see when girls got two wangs dangling up the top. I'm just telling you.
I think you just gave some Japanese game designer the perfect idea for a new physics engine.
Oh God, the Japanese are my goodness.
Which Mortal Kombat characters have you done, and also why so many Mortal Kombat characters specifically?
Are you talking about cosplay?
Yeah. Well, sorry. Which ones have you cosplayed? I meant, sorry.
Okay, I have cosplayed Scorpion MK9, Scorpion MK10, Scorpion MK11, Sub-Zero MK11, Reptile MKX-ish, Melina, actually, MK9, MK10. I have also Kotal Kahn, MKX, and Noob Saibot. God, that's 8.
Quite a few.
Yeah. I think, and I did Noob Saibot MK9, because I did 2 different versions of Noob Saibot, but yeah, it doesn't count, I guess. Yeah, so actually 9. Why? Just because I really, the design is my personality. Mortal Kombat designs is my personality. If I want to look like, if I was to become a official character for a video game, you best believe I would want to look like something from Mortal Kombat. That's the best way I can put it.
Out of the ones you've done, which has been your favorite?
Before you answer that, let me remind you. You already answered. You also did a Rain cosplay, an amazing Rain cosplay.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I did do Rain. Yes. Yep. Kotal Kahn. Your
Kotal was amazing.
And for a selfish reason, obviously I have very special connection with each of my cosplays. Like my MK9 Scorpion got me into the game. My MK, every costume that I made given me something. But the one thing that I really appreciated about my Kotal Kahn was I was actually one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I was actually one of the first people to cosplay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no one's done this. I'm like, maybe I was the second person. I could be the second person, but I like doing costumes that aren't so common. Just because I just like to be. I don't know. I just felt really different. I felt like I was like trend setting because there was a lot of people that even for Halloween, the amount of people girls especially that come up to me on my social media and say, Yeliz, how did you do this Noob Saibot? I want to look exactly like this for Halloween. And Kotal Kahn, it was the most tedious, but it was the most outrageous costume I think I've done. 3 hours of body painting as well, you know, like it's intense. But I had a really special moment. I felt powerful. I did. I could tell you that. I felt very powerful as Kotal.
What made you feel powerful about it, about being Kotal?
Because I love Aztec design as well. But one thing about me, you guys, I actually feel powerful in all my costumes. But just Kotal Kahn just had this. How do I say? He's like a king. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's very boss-like. But when Yeliz is in a costume, this is what I do, okay? Especially Kotal Kahn, a lot of people be like, whoa, that is so cool. And I'll just like walk off. Not in a way. And like if someone's going all nuts at me and they're taking a photo, I put on the attitude crazy. Like, you know, I won't, if I'm dressed up as Scorpion, I'm not going to be like, hey, how are you? I'm just going to like shake people's hands, cross my arms a little bit, you know, kind of like bring it to life in a sense where I look like a badass and I'm going to make sure that I carry myself as a badass, you know, and it's not a cocky thing. It's just about characters. People go nuts, man. People go nuts. I cannot express to you. I have a Scorpion banner of my Scorpion cosplay. Nice. And a lot of people look at that and be like, oh, that's so cool. And I do a lot of conventions, right? And when I see people pointing at that character, they don't know that it's me. They don't know that there's a female underneath that. And then I'm like, that's me, man. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. Come on, shit, you know? and then they're just blown away. They're absolutely blown away. And I love that. Like, I don't get offended if people mistake me as a male. That just means that I did it fucking right. But then when you tell them, like, the little details, like, you know, I've got, like, a little bralette going on underneath my loincloth and the high heels, which is also another reason why I do high heels, is because I want to show that there's not a man underneath that. You know, like, it's more feminine. So, yes.
It's funny because when I first met you, you were in Scorpion cosplay, and then
what did you think? Can you be honest with me? Give me some feedback. How did you feel when you saw that?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, yeah, like every cosplay you do is amazing. Like you take so much time into each of the details. I think you should start a channel and like explain to people how to do cosplay because it looks so good. But it was funny because you were, when I met you at first, you were very much in character, and then the guy showed up with the Mortal Kombat compendium to show it off. Yeah. And you just broke character like that because you were so excited to see that book. So, yeah.
I was like, look, this is so cool. Yeah. Yeah. But do you see what I mean by how I carry myself? Like, I'll make sure that I'm kind of like a tough bitch.
You stood there in the corner and people would come up and like want to take pictures with you, and you're like,
I just nod. Yeah.
That is so badass.
But yeah, that's what I do, man. That's what I do.
Liz, before we let you go, you know, we've already asked you, or you've already told us about your favorite finishing move, which was the Shang Tsung one, where he turns into a clown. Yeah. Do you have anything else, like any favorite brutalities or animalities or anything like that you'd like to share with us? Like anything else about the games that you just love and just have to give a shout out to?
It's hard, man. I like the friendships. I really do. I think that they're really cute. But again, when I think of Mortal Kombat, when I think of, you know, violence and guts and gore, I want the worst of the worst, you know. But honestly, I just cannot. I cannot. I just can't. Like, there is not one character that I play as. I play as every fucking character that I'm in the mood for, you know. And every time I explore a different character, I love something more about them that I never knew that I did. You know, like I have a very weirdly obsession with Devora.
Have you done a Devora cosplay?
No.
I was going to ask why you haven't done it yet.
See, I couldn't. I will not. Just because I'm not really good with makeup. Like in a sense where special effects, and I don't know how to. You know, the only reason why I wouldn't, the best way to put it is I know that I won't be able to look like what I want to look like, so I won't risk it.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it won't be as good as good enough. Yeah.
Like, and I have a confession. I felt like my reptile wasn't good enough because I was actually aiming for like that reptilian kind of look. I didn't want scales and shit, but I just felt like it was absolutely necessary for me to have the green skin. And then I'm like, but I do like ninja, but I've got the reptilian eyes, so I don't know how I really feel about my interpretation of Reptile.
I loved it. Yeah, like every time you put out a new piece, I'm like, we're always excited. We're like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want, man. That's what I want, man. It's so dope. It's really dope. I like smoke. Oh, there's so many. Don't see what I mean? I can't.
Do smoke. You got to do smoke and Serena next.
Smoke, yeah, your favorites.
You already got the rain one done.
No, before you leave me, what are your do you think it's possible that we're going to get a new Mortal Kombat?
Yes. I think so.
I think it's inevitable. But I mean, when? There's rumors, but I don't know. But I think we have to get a new Mortal Kombat, even if it's like we've discussed this on some of our bite-sized episodes. Even if it's something for like a prequel, kind of showing the great Kung Lao story or something like that.
If they put Cole in it, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, that's an asshole thing.
But he's got the whole wicker basket thing going on. I mean,
are you trying to piss me off because it's working? Don't, guys. I think before, when we were warming up before the interview, Yanni and I were talking about how we felt about the movie, and you do not want me to go into depth, but I wasn't satisfied.
Oh, let me ask you this. Did you like the costume designs in the new movie?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Oh, wow.
I think the only character that I felt like I got more samurai than I did ninja in the weirdest way, and I didn't feel that. Yeah. I didn't feel that. I don't. That's not my Scorpion. That's not my sub. The one sexy part that I will say was at the end scene where Sub-Zero and Scorps were fighting, and then he dressed up, kind of turned into Noob Saibot with the black armor underneath. I was like, okay, that's hot. We'll take that. But, I mean, I didn't hate them, but I didn't love them.
I thought Kung Lao and Liu Kang were on point. Like
Kung Lao was nice. I don't like Liu Kang at all in the movie. So
he means outfit though.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I just don't. He pissed me off. He was too like peacemaker, and a fucking human heater. And I'm like, you're pointless.
Human heater.
That's what I mean. Let me warn you. Don't fight. This is not right. Shut the fuck up. You're Liu Kang. You're supposed to kick ass. And he was just too scrawny for my liking.
So do you prefer the 90s Liu Kang Robin show? Yeah. I think everybody does. I mean, he's a legend.
We don't even want to talk about Shang Tsung, okay?
Oh yeah. I mean,
no, that's not my Shang Tsung.
Yeah,
no.
that was unrealized potential. I feel great.
Honestly,
actor, but
again,
then
I appreciated it. I'm grateful that we are in a day and age where we do get Mortal Kombat shit. And look, again, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. If it wasn't for Sub-Zero and if it wasn't for Kano, that movie would have been an absolute fucking flop. I didn't have an issue with Sonya. I felt like Jax was only good for getting his arms torn off, and other than that, he was done. Kung Lao was a little bit immature. I just felt like they chose too many kids. I felt like Liu Kang and Kung Lao were too childish, that I didn't have a bond with them and I couldn't take them seriously. Sonya, I did not mind her. She played her part. Melina,
yeah. Well, yeah. Did you bond with Cole?
You're a smartass.
What about his family?
What about his daughter?
I can't get that quote out of my head.
I liked Goro.
Say it, Yanni. Say it.
It's a birthmark. What? He was born with it.
You're smarter.
I've never gotten that out of my head from the trailer. I was like, oh my god, really, guys? I'm crying at that, actually.
No. Dude, what did they do to Reptile?
Yeah.
Come on! As if you have the audacity to call that size off, you fucking loony. And they were Aussies too, all right? Look, I'm proud. All right, we're all right.
Can we say, though, Cabal?
I was just going to say, yes.
Yeah.
Cabal was amazing.
I loved Cabal in that.
I didn't hate him.
He was a standout, in my opinion.
He had like a New Yorker kind of accent, you know?
Yeah, which is funny because he was played by an Australian, so.
Well done! So is Melina, actually.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. CC Stringer, yeah.
She's gorgeous. It just didn't work with me. I don't know why Natara was in there. That was just like fatality. I get it. Fatality purposes, that's fine. But like, you know, at least we shouldn't have made more effort for Sizoth. That hurt me, bro. I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah, that was really
the fact that they name dropped him. Like,
yeah, like why?
Yeah.
So
just make it a random Saurian, please. Don't waste your
that's
time.
Right. Thank you. And then next movie, you see more of them, and then comes Boss Reptile.
But, I mean, that's probably what's going to happen, right? It looks like it's going to be very NetherRealm focused.
They claimed him as Sizoth. He's not coming back from dead.
But it's Mortal Kombat. Nobody really dies, right?
Oh. Yeah, you guys, this has been fun.
Yeah. Well, I guess right before we do let you go then, where can our listeners find you?
Yes. I stream sometimes, so I'm on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at JustYeliz. Yeah, so I don't know, my name might be a little bit hard to spell, but yeah, Yeliz.
At JustYeliz.
Correct.
Yeliz, thank you so much for joining us today on the Realm Kast. It's been great to have you on the show.
It's been really fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Honestly, thank you for being supportive of my work as well. I just want to appreciate you to your face, kind of. I really appreciate your support. Honestly, fan team, I met you. I think you're a beautiful person. I love the team. You guys are really welcoming. Yanni, yeah. Yeah. But yes, I really appreciate you guys for showing love and support for my work. It really means a lot. I'm sorry if I offended anyone in this interview. No. It was not my intention. You know, I'm very expressive and I'm really passionate about my shit. So I have no ill will towards anyone or anything what they do. But you know, I just want to get my point across. And if I've got to do it the intense way, then it's just going to happen.
No, we appreciate that passion. Seriously, don't worry about it.
I mean, it's a Mortal Kombat fan. We're all passionate. That's why we love this so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys.
So Yeliz, again, thank you. And we'd like to thank all of our listeners for stopping by on the Realm Kast today. You can find Yeliz at JustYeliz, and you can find Yanni and myself, Phantom, on the Mortal Kombat group on Facebook, as well as Yanni on the Mortal Kombat meme realm. Special thanks to Uppercut Editions for the continued support. The Realm Kast is the official podcast of Mortal Kombat Online. You can catch up on all episodes of the Realm Kast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and MortalKombatOnline.com. I wanted to capture whatever is about to happen.
So I've got Scorps.
Oh yes.
Nice.
My Sub-Zero one is somewhere. I can't find the Sub-Zero one. I have MK.
Yes, MKX Corp.
Hold on.
Oh, it lights up?
Oh my god, that's sick.
Did you make these or did you purchase them?
3D print, but I put the lights in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Reptile,
I love this one so much.
That's a great design. That's cool.
It's good.
You're gonna fight me wearing that?
Shame to disarrange that lovely face.